travel, the way people conduct their business. It has really the transformative effect. In some routes, especially down south, I'd be surprised when we'll have our management meeting and then people will say, nagbaha dun sa labas ng banyo nung isang barko. And I said, what? Bakit? Kasi yung bidet pinang shower. Ginamit na shower. Then what does it tell you? Diba? It tells you like people who take that are still the uneducated people. People who probably don't have, faucet or tap water but wells. And once they see something like that, they think it's a shower when it's not. But then we don't stop. I tell our people, then we just have to put signages. We just have to educate them. But if we keep on doing, providing this quality of service, then maybe we have a hand in educating them and transforming them. Just showing these young Filipinos or Filipinos that, hey, we can do better. Hey, there's higher standards and we can do it. And I always tell our people, nakakarating na tao sa Mars. Pero tayo dito sa Pilipinas, doon pa rin tayo, stuck with the wooden hull mentality, with the unsafe practices. So there, I believe that our business will really have that big social impact, economic impact as well. Our design, the design of FastCat, is green. It follows all this yung mga emission, accredited siya ng Tier 3 emission test. It passes us, which means yung ini-emit niyang fumes, it's clean, it's not harming the environment. So it's already embedded that we make sure that in this design we care for the environment. Inside the boat, we have this waste segregation. We follow the MARPOL rules, which is very strict. Our regulators, they follow that because of the pressure of the IMO for us not to do that pollution. But sad to say, Philippines pa rin daw holds the number 4 yata. Number 4 pollutant in the world. But not necessarily from ships. It's wrong notion that it's coming from ships. What I heard from the recent conferences that we've been in is that these pollutants come from estero, yung people living by the sea, and that they're the ones making the sea as their ang tawag dyan, basurahan. So yeah, it's not the ships, so it's the wrong notion because we follow the highest standards. Okay, motivation would be our country, young people. So you saw na our social and environment benefit. How do you empower your employees? So continuous training, standardization. So you get them involved in the whole process, like budgeting. We get them involved so that we empower them. That's what I say, because somehow we Filipinos, we have this blame culture. So, bawa, pag dito yung ilaw. So, okay, pag dito yung ilaw ng barko mo. And then they go, nag-request na po ako. Okay, kailan ka nag-request? Like a month ago. So, ano na ginawa mo between then and now? Because people are just so quick to blame others. When you say, nag-request na ako a month ago, it's like, what did you do? It's like, the power is not yours, but nasa kanila kasi ni-request ko na. So now, if just involving them and training them with all these standards, we are empowering them to be able to make decisions, to do things, within their capacity without relying on others. So we have strategically put our management system in the corridors, the nautical highway corridors, so that they know na, di ba, ang bodega mo, kahit kung Central Highway ka, nasa Cebu, ikaw nasa Batangas. We have this enterprise asset management system wherein you can see what's inside our bodega, and then you can actually request from there and make sure that that's delivered to you when you need it, so that we don't endure a pundidong bombilla. Yeah? So that's how we empower them. So continuous training, continuous dialogue and communication with them. Strength and weaknesses as a leader. Okay, I'm very passionate. I'm a continuous learner. We are very, very clear on our vision. I told you we have a vision for the next 12 years. Very, very clear on our mission, vision. We're very clear on our intention to help our country. And of course, our intention to make a profit, because that's why we're here in this business. So clarity of vision, we have a clear intention. We share our values to our people. So we're very transparent, and we've shared our vision, so we're very customer oriented. Of course, safety would be paramount to our values. Of course, we are in integrity with what we say we will do. So our brand commitment is out there on the boat, in our uniforms. Everybody sees that, and that's we are committed to delivering that. Okay, my weakness would be my temper. Kasi nagagalit ako. Nagagalit ako pag hindi sinusunod at hindi ginagawa. Nagagalit ako sa mga taong happy na lang sa mediocre. People who get stuck with mediocrity and not learning. And that's why we have that I Learn FastCat, because I tell our HR, it has to be made clear in the beginning that here we are committed to continuous learning. So if they are not for continuous learning, don't proceed. When I interview people, I also say that. Okay, these are our values. This is our mission, this is our vision. If you don't share the same, we have no business being together. So if you don't see yourself doing this, don't pursue with your application. So there. Business continuity, yes. We are thinking of that. Personally, we have 2 boys. So I have 4 kids. So I have a doctor, dermatologist, the one who just got married. I have a chef daughter, but she's now helping us in the business. She's 24. And I have 2 boys, 19 and 17. And we see them continuing the business later on, taking on in the business. In fact, my son is due to leave for New York this August to study in State University of New York Maritime College, to take up his bachelor's degree in international business and trade with technical courses in maritime. We have another boy who's 17 and who we hope to also take on the business. We plan to take our company public in the next 2 years, so that also that will also enforce us to have professional managers to help us run the business, and then be able to continue to serve our country by providing this transportation that is needed and is in the backbone of our country. We are close Catholics who believe in God and trust God. We pray a lot. Before you came, we just did our First Friday Mass here in the office. Our boats are called FastCat, FCM1, FCM2. So FC really stands for FastCat, but then my husband said, no, let's add M, and that M is for Mary. So it's FastCat Mary 1, 2, 3. Walang 4, tsaka 13 dahil sa feng shui. But we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. And we put Mary because we are actually invoking our ladies' protection and guidance on the boats. When I pray, I envision Our Lady putting the blue mantle of protection on all FastCats, its crew members, and our passengers. And we trust that God has a plan and a mission for us to do, so that even if we are confronted with so many problems, and here it's not easy because we um, have to deal with increasing fuel prices, and we don't increase our fares as the fuel price increase. We have to deal with typhoons. We have 28 a year. We have to deal with high tide, low tide. We have to deal with climate change. Just recently, I got a report that we have to adjust our ramp in one route because the tide has increased, and therefore our incline, is affected. Therefore, we have to adjust it, which means more money because our ramps are heavy. So we have to get crane, and we have to stop voyage, and we have to fix it, which entails a lot of money. So it's hard for us because all these boats are capital intensive. We owe money to the bank. We can't tell the banks na kasi nag-adjust ako ng rampa, ang hulog ng utang ko sa 15. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin, nag-adjust ako ng rampa, pwede ba sa 20 na lang ako magbabayad? So there's no such thing. So that's hard for us. We have to balance all of that. We have to deal with the brain drain, not enough competent people. We have to deal with the perspective of people na pagka domestic lang naman yan eh. So, mediocre standards, not keeping with the maintenance plan, or not keeping the standards high. So it's like really defying gravity. Diba? You have your normal wear and tear, pero your people pa has this mindset that it's okay. Yan na lang yan. Domestic lang naman yan. So that's what we have to also deal with. But because of our faith in God, we trust and we believe that we can do this. So that's what I tell our team when they find it so hard. What's sad is kasi when we have mga typhoon, walang pasok, di ba? They announce in the news, walang pasok! And they say it very nice. Like, it's feast time because walang pasok. But you realize the impact of that to our young people who don't get that education every day. We become so relaxed. We graduate without really knowing past tense, present tense, putting punctuation mark or a comma. It shows by the way we write, the way we think. It shows by our choice of entertainment. Diba? Wala nang may gusto ng mga opera or play, but more of the vice ganda culture. And it has that effect on the way we do our industries, by the way our businesses are, we are manning and running our businesses. And in a business like this that needs that certain kind of precision, it's tough. Kasi dito, lumuwag lang yung isang tornilyo. Dito. Sample. This side. Yeah, this one. You had one incident. Lumuwag lang tornilyo. You have vibration. And if your people are not detailed enough, and if they're not doing their job, na chine-check nila yan, nalaglag, bumukas. Money. Like 300,000. One accident in a ship like this is into millions. Bumangga sa pier because they're just not precise or not competent enough. Millions. So that's why it's so hard. So it's so hard to be able to achieve the precision which we Filipinos don't have, and we don't see it, no? Hindi na natin nararamdaman, but it's there. Sad to say, for industry practitioners, sad, because then people are just happy with whatever. Huwag na mag-manual. Kailangan ba yung manual? Hindi naman kailangan yan eh. Why do we do that? And there's all this palusot culture. So I talked to this Japanese, because we also have a manning agency. And that's what he was saying. You Filipinos, you speak English, you're good, you dance, you sing, you do karaoke. But then you don't read the manual, you don't do what is said in the manual, and then the engine already burst, and you would have cost the ship owner hundreds of millions, and still you just laugh, you just sing karaoke, you just say what, sorry, or blame others. But this is what we don't see anymore, and it all boils down to the quality of people that we produce. So yeah. So sometimes I wonder. That's what my some of my friends are saying. I said, I'm talking to my kids and I'm